At 94 years old, Carmen Dell'Orefice doesn't simply walk into a room, she glides. In an industry that quietly retires women before they turn 30, she stands as a biological outlier. Look closely at her skin. It isn't stretched or frozen. It isn't sculpted by needles or pulled tight by surgery. It looks alive, luminous, almost translucent, as if it's being illuminated from within rather than coated from the outside. According to conventional biology, this shouldn't exist. By your 90s, cells are supposed to be tired, slow, and damaged beyond repair. Their internal machinery should be clogged with the metabolic debris of a lifetime. Yet Carmen's cells appear unusually efficient, almost youthful. And here's the key point most people miss. This isn't a miracle of makeup, and it isn't just good genes. What's happening inside her body is something far more fundamental. Her cells are doing something most aging cells no longer do well. They clean themselves. There is a built-in self-cleansing mechanism inside your body that determines how fast you age, how resilient your skin remains, and how well your organs function over time. It has nothing to do with cosmetics. It has everything to do with how your cells manage their own waste. This process is called autophagy, and it functions as your body's internal recycling system. To understand why this matters, imagine your body as a massive living city. When you're young, the sanitation department works flawlessly. Waste is collected nightly. Broken parts are removed. Streets are clean by morning. That's why children heal quickly. That's why their skin glows without effort. Their cells are clean. As you age, however, that cleanup system slows down. Not because it's broken, but because it's constantly being shut off. Trash begins to pile up inside cells. Damaged proteins, worn-out mitochondria, and dysfunctional cell parts accumulate instead of being removed. Over time, this congestion changes how your cells behave. This is where one of the true villains of aging enters the story: cellular senescence. These are sometimes called zombie cells. They are cells that refuse to die but no longer perform their function. They linger, take up space, and leak inflammatory signals into nearby healthy tissue. Like rotten fruit in a bowl, they accelerate the decay of everything around them. As these zombie cells accumulate, nutrient flow is disrupted. Skin loses its glow. Muscles lose strength. The brain loses clarity. Organs become inflamed and inefficient. This is not simply aging. It is biological clutter. Most people respond by trying to cover the problem. Creams, serums, procedures, filters. They attempt to paint over cellular trash rather than remove it. Carmen doesn't do that. She doesn't fight aging at the surface, she clears it at the source. And here's the most counterintuitive part. She doesn't starve herself. She simply avoids constant overfueling. Modern life has trained us to eat all day long. Breakfast, snack, lunch, coffee with milk, snack, dinner, dessert. Our bodies are never without incoming fuel. That sounds harmless, even healthy, but biologically, it creates a problem. Inside every cell is a master metabolic switch. Think of it as a foreman giving orders. When nutrients are plentiful, this switch tells cells to build, grow, and divide. Growth mode is useful, but it comes with a cost. When this switch is on, cellular cleaning is turned off. Your body cannot build and clean at the same time. It's one or the other. Every time you eat, especially sugar or protein, this growth signal is activated. Cleaning shuts down. Autophagy pauses. When eating becomes constant, cleaning rarely happens at all. Carmen's lifestyle naturally keeps this growth signal low for long stretches of the day. She unintentionally follows patterns seen in long-lived populations around the world, places where people eat simply, stop eating early, and go long hours without constant fuel. Their cells spend more time in repair mode than in growth mode. This is where the story gets even more interesting. There is a way to nudge your cells toward this cleaning state without extreme fasting, without deprivation, and without skipping meals entirely. There is a naturally occurring compound found in common foods that gently lowers the growth signal and allows autophagy to activate, even in people who eat regularly. And this is the real secret behind Carmen's cellular youthfulness. It's not about doing more. It's about allowing the body to do what it already knows how to do: clean, recycle, and renew itself. In the next part, I'll show you exactly what this compound is, where to find it, and how to use it safely so your cells can begin restoring themselves from the inside out. This is where the real transformation begins. In the mid-2010s, something extraordinary happened in science, and most people never noticed. A quiet Japanese biologist made a discovery so important that it permanently changed how we understand aging. He didn't create a drug, he didn't sell a supplement. He revealed a switch that already exists inside your cells, one that determines whether they decay or renew themselves. The process he uncovered is called autophagy. The word comes from Greek and literally means self-eating, but that phrase is misleading. Autophagy isn't self-destruction, it's self-renewal. It's the way your cells break down damaged, worn-out parts and recycle them into new, functional components. Energy is released, fresh building blocks are created, old damage becomes raw material for repair. When this process slows down, aging accelerates, cells become cluttered, waste accumulates, inflammation rises. This breakdown is now strongly linked to many of the diseases we associate with aging: cognitive decline, metabolic dysfunction, and loss of tissue resilience. Aging, it turns out, isn't just about time passing. It's about waste not being taken out. Here's the fascinating part. When nutrients stop coming in for a short period, a powerful internal system switches on. Inside every cell is a structure that acts like a mobile recycling plant. It seeks out damaged proteins, broken mitochondria, and cellular debris, the very things that make skin look dull, tissues inflamed, and energy levels low. Instead of letting that damage sit and rot, the cell breaks it down and repurposes it. This is why someone like Carmen appears biologically younger than her years. Her cells aren't preserved, they're renewed. She isn't freezing time, she's constantly rebuilding herself. Old cellular damage becomes the fuel for new skin, new energy, and new structure. In a very real sense, she is converting her past aging into present vitality. And this is not reserved for rare genetics or extreme lifestyles. Longevity researchers use a simple three-part strategy to activate this same process safely at home. The first step is nutritional signaling. There is a naturally occurring compound found in everyday foods that gently nudges cells into cleaning mode without starvation. This molecule helps silence the pathways that block autophagy and allows recycling to begin. It's found in especially high amounts in foods like wheat germ, certain mushrooms, and aged cheeses. A small daily amount, such as a couple tablespoons of wheat germ added to meals, is enough to send the signal. No deprivation, no extremes. The second step is time. Cleaning takes hours, not minutes. This is where eating windows matter. When you stop eating in the evening and delay your first meal the next day, you give your cells uninterrupted time to work. During this window, repair hormones rise, inflammation drops, and the body prioritizes maintenance over growth. Muscles are preserved, skin repair accelerates. This is one of the most powerful and free longevity tools available. The third step is controlled stress. Brief exposure to cold triggers a protective response inside the body. It activates proteins that help stabilize damaged structures and escort cellular waste into recycling pathways. Even a short burst of cold at the end of a shower can act as a signal for renewal, not punishment. It's not about discomfort, it's about communication with your nervous system. Put together, these steps don't fight aging. They remove what's causing it. The biggest lie we've been told is that decline is inevitable, that once the damage accumulates, there's nothing you can do. But the human body is not disposable. It's renewable. When you stop blocking its repair systems, you are not broken, you are congested, and congestion can be cleared. Now here's what matters next. Knowing this information is powerful, but applying it correctly is what creates change. I've put a video on screen right now that shows exactly how to activate cellular renewal safely, step by step, without extreme fasting or risky trends. If this video opened your eyes, that one will show you how to use it. Click the video on screen and keep going. Your future cells are waiting.